It's March 23rd, 2006. We are in Oakland, California, in the second weekend of the NCAA men's basketball tournament, also known as March Madness, also known as the best 4 weeks of the year, no matter what my wife says. And this year, the tournament will not disappoint. Already, we've seen Northwestern State knock off 3-seeded Iowa with this unbelievable shot from the corner.
Oh my goodness!
On the other side of the bracket, 11-seed George Mason has started their historic run to the Final Four, knocking out powerhouses like Michigan State and North Carolina along the way. Their win over 1-seed UConn in the next couple days will never be forgotten.
Denham Brown for three, no good! By George, the dream is alive!
Meanwhile, in Oakland, we have another battle brewing. This is an iconic battle of two powerhouse schools, one program exploding onto the scene, the other finally resurfacing after years of dormant mediocrity. And luckily for us, the fans, this whale of a game was accompanied by a call for the ages.
They battle in the corner. It's finessed by Keith around for a beat in front. Score!
I don't believe what I just saw!
What makes March Madness so electric, so exciting? Clearly, there are a number of factors, including the level of unpredictability as well as the sheer amount of basketball crammed into 4 short weeks. I mean, think about it. Just in the first week of the tournament, there's 48 games played. That's almost 2,000 actual minutes of game time that you can and should consume. Other factors exist as well, like the David versus Goliath factor that makes sports so fun to watch in the first place.
Give it up, throwdown, and a foul!
And March Madness produces the best underdog stories, hands down.
R.J. Hunter for three, good! Oh, what a pass,
This is stolen. What has happened to Virginia?
Flustered because of this persistent performance.
We need to mention one other factor that may often go unnoticed, a factor that makes March Madness the greatest tournament in sports, and that's the voices.
Here's Thomas, 1 second, got it at the buzzer!
Some of sports' most iconic calls of all time have happened in March, from voices like Vern Lundquist, Kevin Harlan, Jim Nantz, Ian Eagle, and Marv Albert, just to name a few. Just listen to how the voices change the level of excitement in these iconic plays.
Bellarmine off the Bosco. He was blessed. The shot wouldn't drop. Hamilton! No! Another tip! No! Hamilton! On the buzzer! Yes!
There's the pass to Leitner. Puts it up. Yes!
Inside, the big fella. Williams! Iowa State pushing, time running down. Tinsley off the iron. It's over. Oh my God, it's over.
Okay, so now let's go back to March 23rd. We have a heavily anticipated clash occurring in Oakland, with the 2-seed UCLA and the 3-seed Gonzaga squaring off, the winner moving on to the regional final against Memphis. UCLA, the 2-seed, is here for the first time in, well, a while. Since their national championship in 1995, they suffered through some rough years. Finally, they seem to be peaking again under coach Ben Howland and with a cast loaded with stars, including Darren Collison, Aaron Aflalo, Jordan Farmar, Luke Baamute, and Ryan Hollins. Gonzaga, meanwhile, is a different story altogether. Hailing from a small school in Washington that few people at the time had heard of, besides being the alma mater of John Stockton. Adam Morrison, however, is changing things up there. One of the year's best players, Morrison is averaging 28 points per game on 50% shooting. That's not too shabby. He and coach Mark Few have led Gonzaga to a 29-4 record and the 3 seed in the region. He will eventually be chosen as the co-college player of the year alongside Duke's J.J. Redick. And one of those two players will go on to have a very successful NBA career. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Bottom line here is that this clash is not a normal Sweet 16 showdown. It's a battle between two teams with very different legacies on the line. For UCLA, this is a chance to regain its place atop the Mount Rushmore of college basketball. For Gonzaga, this tournament's all about one player who's been bounced in the second round the past 2 years of the tournament. And so far in this game, Morrison has been the college version of himself, and I mean that in the best possible way. Behind his 24 points, Gonzaga has controlled this game, leading by as many as 17 points and up 9 with only 3 minutes left. Alas, if March Madness has taught us anything, it's that no lead is safe. UCLA has clawed their way back, fighting all the way back to make it just a 3-point deficit with 20 seconds left. Morrison missed a step-back J, and big man J.P. Batista inexplicably fouled on the rebound, sending UCLA big man Ryan Hollins to the line for 2. He, of course, made both, making it a 1-point game with Gonzaga inbounding.
71-70. So even with 2 made free throws, UCLA will still have a chance if they can rebound to tie this game up.
Enter Gus Johnson, another absolute god among men. Johnson got his start in broadcasting in 1996 with the Minnesota Timberwolves, similar to our pal Kevin Harlan, then switched to college basketball, calling games for the Big East. He called games for March Madness every year from 1996 to 2011, and he has a number, and I mean a number, of memorable calls and phrases that any college basketball fan is sure to be familiar with.
I tell you once again, comes down to fundamentals.
Oh, my goodness! Sorrentine hit that one from the parking lot. Lewis has been awesome. Let's it go. Bingo!
Hall, the runner! Loose ball! It's good! With 4.4 to go. Shannon.
Don't want to foul.
Shannon from the corner! And it's over! Gonzaga! The slipper still fits! They win it!
So what's his secret? What makes him so good? As a broadcaster, perhaps more than any other, it feels like he's just a fan doing the commentating, as Johnson never hides his excitement or his emotion.
Crawford's got to hurry. Oh, no! He tied it. Clemente fires! And we're heading to double overtime. What a game!
This combination of talent and passion absolutely delivers.
They throw it to Morrison. He holds on.
Here, with 20 seconds left in a 1-point game, perhaps we see the ultimate combination of Johnson's delivery system, culminating in one of the greatest calls of all time.
You know you got a foul.
And a steal! Farmer! Inside! The freshman up! Oh, and they go in front! Rivio! Last chance to dance over
Unbelievable!
Oh, what a game!
Unbelievable!
What a game! UCLA! Unbelievable!
Are you kidding me?
After being down by 17, Heartbreak City!
Heartbreak City, a phrase we've all heard now a million times over. Sure, you can choose whether or not to praise or criticize Adam Morrison for wearing his heart on his sleeve even before the game had truly ended, but you cannot criticize Gus Johnson, or his pal Len Elmore for that matter, for doing the same.
Batista with the catch! And that's it! What a comeback!
How else can you describe the absolute meltdown of a team committing 3 turnovers in less than 5 seconds and losing a game they absolutely controlled throughout, literally never trailing until the final seconds? There's perhaps no other way to describe it than Heartbreak City.
After being down by 17, Heartbreak